Welcome back, listeners, to yet another podcast of the Shortcast by Prithu. This is the third episode, the third in the row, of the Buddy Talkies. And for those who are quite new to this podcast, who are unfamiliar with what this is, it's actually a segment of the podcast where we go off the beat. I invite over my international friends and we have a healthy exchange of ideas. So stay tuned to this for a great entertainment session. And joining us today is my friend from the United Kingdoms, Krishang, who is a smart dude with a wonderful smile on his face. And yes, I enjoy his company. Let's get started now without any delays. So, hey Krishang.
Hello.
And how is your quarantine and school going? I'm fine.
Oh well, my school just ended a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, and it's been pretty good so far. I've gone out quite a bit, but I've been going bike riding and that since school ended, and it's been really fun.
That's great. School ended, so you have a lot of time to explore your ideas and to explore a lot of new things, and of course, play games and enjoy your time.
Yeah.
And as you said that your summer holidays have begun, so you must be doing something to occupy with yourself with and spend your time. So what are you doing at the moment in these summer holidays?
At the moment, I am usually playing video games inside or going outside, and enjoying life. It's very fun right now, but it's also kind of boring as we don't really get to see our friends so much. So, and it's only it's not very often anymore. So yeah, how have you been doing things in quarantine?
I'm quite occupied with studies at the moment because we are the classes are going on and we have to study for it and submit the assignments and prepare for competitive exams and prepare for the next classes too. So it's quite a tough time for me, and I am occupying myself with studies a lot. I'm reading quite a lot books and occupying myself with online courses just for fun, just for exploring something new and developing a new skill set that will be quite useful in the future.
Yes, I'm also reading a series called Artemis Fowl. It's a very good series.
I have heard of it.
Yeah, it's very good. And there are other series I have read as well, and they're very fun to read. People should get these books. So I'm suggesting Alex Rider and all those action and adrenaline topics.
Without spoiling it for the listeners, can you just spill out some segments of the plot?
Well, Alex Rider, he's he's basically just a schoolboy, but then people make him into a kind of agent sort of thing, and he goes and helps the world in different places, which is very exciting to read.
Yeah, it looks quite nice, and the thriller part and the suspense part, yes, it quite interests me a lot, so I'll definitely go on and read this book. And I also recommend it to the listeners to just go on and explore Alex Rider, as it's a good book and has been suggested by my friend. So just go on and just check it out.
Okay, so Prithu, I have a question for you. What have you been doing during quarantine?
I have learned a lot of things during the quarantine, and I started with the online courses that I just mentioned, and one of them were about the web development. So I learned a lot about web development and what coding languages are required in order to design a website, in order to design an app, an application that is quite useful in the future. And I'm quite interested into neural networking and artificial intelligence. It's like solving the daily problems, the problems we face every day, using computers to solve them, and in order to reduce the time, in order to increase the efficiency of the work, and in order to reduce the effort done by the human mind in solving that problems. So it's quite a new field, and I'm exploring that too.
Very cool. That sounds very interesting. I might try it as well, and the listeners should as well.
Yeah, and did you learn something new in this quarantine?
Well, yeah, I have been playing guitar. I've been practicing guitar more as I have more time to. So I would wake up and then I would practice for 10 to 20 minutes every day. So, and it's helped me a lot. It's helped me to improve a lot in different areas where I struggled, but now I'm getting used to it.
Music, I believe, is quite a new way in order to burst out your stress, in order to just get yourself distracted somewhere, and it's quite useful and quite soothing to the mind, and it helps you develop into a better person. So I like music a lot, and I play the keyboard and also play guitar sometimes, and it helps me a lot in order to distract myself and in order to entertain myself when I'm stressed out and I just need like a chill pill time. So that's when I play music and just listen to it.
Nice. Also, what instrument do you play?
Yeah,
Listen
the
to.
piano, the keyboard, and the guitar.
Oh, nice. I chose the guitar because the sound it makes is just like very nice. I play classical, and like I like it's just when you play a string, the sound it gives is very soothing, as it like calms your stress and calms like your mind, so it allows you to play like thoroughly, which is very helpful to your mind and senses and all of that.
Yeah, that's true. Like I agree with your thoughts, and I'm quite into the percussion instruments too. Like I play the drums and the bongo. So I like them because it's like when I just play drums, it's like the beat goes into my heart and the vibrations that I feel soothes me out, calms my nerves, and yes, I just love playing drums. So many instruments, and I'm quite occupying myself with these two in order to just get a distraction in this corona pandemic.
Nice. You play a lot of instruments. You're very talented, I must say.
So, like, I had a question about the situation there. So, how is the corona situation there, and what rules and regulations do you have to follow in order to avoid this corona pandemic and in order to stay safe?
Well, right now, it used to be 2 meters distance apart, and we wouldn't be allowed to go and like meet people. But now, it's like 1 meter apart, and we can meet people, but not so often. We can meet them like once in a while, or yeah, it's not like you go and see them every day. So yeah. How is this situation for you in India?
For me, the situation is not that in control, I would say. But yes, we are progressing towards it in order to avoid this corona pandemic from spreading towards the masses, to avoid the communal spread. And there are strict rules and regulations that are being followed in each and every state in India, such as the avoiding of international transports, avoiding of interstate transports, and in order to avoid going out more than 5 at once, and just staying at homes, being home quarantined, and following the rules and regulations. There's a lot of it. It's set like it's a guideline issued by the central government of India, and in order for us to stay safe, in order for us to be at the comforts of our home, it's quite a great initiative taken by our country in order to avoid this corona pandemic and in order to progress forward.
Nice. See, because India have progressed a lot, as they have dealt with the situation very well, and so have the UK and other countries. But this is very helpful to everyone, as when this pandemic is over, we will all be able to meet everyone and do what we like again. Okay, Prithu, I have another question. What sports have you been doing that you have been missing for a long time?
Of course, it has to be football. I opted it in the school, and I'm missing it quite a lot. I used to play it in my society with all of my friends and school friends too. And yes, this Corona pandemic disturbed all my plans, messed everything, and I'm not able to play football with them. And it hurts a lot because yes, you just go out and just the mind that you require in order to play football, the coordination, the physical fitness, the physical effort that you put, I actually makes me quite fit and keeps me quite fit and safe and like in my good health. So football is quite necessary for me. So I'm practicing it in my homes, like in the comfort of my home, and doing some small tricks in order to just show off in front of my friends when I go back playing with them. And also I'm exploring like new alternatives like to practice in the home, like workout sessions, yoga. And yes, they have proven quite great. And yes, I'm like in the best of my health.
Wow, very cool. Yes, that's very nice. I've also been missing football as well, and some other sports such as cricket and basketball, because they're very enjoyable to play.
So Krishang, you have visited India quite a lot of times, and you have enjoyed, I guess. So what are your thoughts on India, and what are your thoughts on this country, on its culture, on its ethnicity, and on its like food, on its various topics? So what are your thoughts like as a whole on India?
Well, Prithu, I've been to India a lot of times because because my family lives there, all my cousins, grandparents, and everyone, they live there. I love India because it's a very nice place to go, as there are like some really beautiful spots to go to. And people should go and visit there. And like one of the seven wonders of the world is in fact in India, the Taj Mahal. I also love India because it is like it's my ethnicity, it's my origin. Even though I was born in the UK, it's still my origin. So I also love the food and everything that happens there, and it's just a great place. Okay,
That's
Prithu.
great. I liked a lot that you like India because it's my origin, it's my birthplace, and I feel great when you talk about India in such a way, and you talk about its diversity, its variety, and the things that India offers. So yeah, it makes me quite proud of my nation, and it makes me quite connected to it. And yes, thank you for it.
Okay, Prithu. What are your thoughts on the UK when you visited? When you came to the UK?
My tour to like UK was a hell of a ride. I enjoyed a lot. I visited like each and every place, and I must say that UK is such a developed country, and the way it manages itself, the way it displays itself, and the way it portrays itself, quite heart-touching. And the people there are so nice, they're so humble, and the way they interact, it makes me feel quite great. And I was quite happy when I visited, and I was quite excited to visit it. And I visited various places such as the Oxford Street. It was quite great, and I just loved the market and everything, the shops all over covering the whole place. And I just walked in and enjoyed the population there. I enjoyed all the variety of shops there. It was quite great. I also visited the London Eye. It was the Coca-Cola London Eye, I believe. And yes, it was also very interesting. The ride was very interesting. I saw the Buckingham Palace and the Big Ben, the Tower of London Eye, and I also visited the London Bridge. So yes, I enjoyed a lot in UK, and I believe you also enjoyed a lot in India. So yes, we share a bond in like weird reasons and weird terms.
Yeah, but we are good friends, as we know each other for a very long time, for quite a long time. It's a
Yeah, that's
very
true.
good bond.
So now, listeners, we have arrived at the end of this podcast, the new segment, the Buddy Talkies third episode, and I hope you liked it. And we tried to give you as much information, and we tried to entertain you as much as possible. So please just take your time and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the web radio, and just download the web radio app. The link will be in the description. And the other thing that I want to tell you all is that the response that I'm receiving on posting these podcasts is very great. And I'm very thankful to each and every viewer for their views in the comment section. And I just hope that this also brings in a new sense of entertainment in your life, and you just make your quarantine more and more and more productive. And thank you, Krishang, for joining me in this podcast and making this podcast a great success. So I ask my collaborators on their thoughts about this podcast. So do you think this would be successful? Is this a successful idea?
Yes, I think it's a very successful idea. I think everyone would love to see this, and I think it would get much more bigger in the future. I 100% think it will. And also, thank you for hosting this, as it gives a chance for your friends from all over the world to share their thoughts of what they have been doing during this quarantine.
Yeah, thank you for your thoughts. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this podcast. And I hope you liked it. So just keep enjoying, be safe, and be quarantined.